here she is, Miss America 2024, Madison Marsh. Madison, good to see you, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. How you doing?
Good. I'm fantastic. How's everyone doing there?
We're doing
Wonderful.
very well. Yeah, thank you so much for asking. We appreciate that. You know, you seem like an individual, and we're going to get into your background and your history in a moment of all your many, many accomplishments. But you seem like an individual here that when you set your sights on something and you want something, you go after it. And it may be something with flight school, a military, and at this point here, what we're seeing the pictures, Miss America and that title and that competition. What was it about the Miss America organization that called to you?
You know, I remember watching Grace compete last year. I'd watched the Miss America competition for a long time with my mom as a little girl, but last year specifically, I remember watching all of those women competing, and every time someone went on stage, it went so much more beyond what you see in the TV about pageantry. It was more about intelligence, talent, passion, community service, and that is what the Miss America opportunity stands on. And I know that that is what I stand on as an active duty service member, and I really saw an opportunity to capitalize on meshing both of those communities together, and that's why I wanted to start competing with them.
Madison, we appreciate and thank you for your service, by the way. It's so impressive. It really is. You have such a light to yourself. And even in your monologue, the sky is not the limit. That was the message that you shared. We're learning you earned your pilot license at the age of just 16. Of course, this is footage. We're watching you fly a fighter jet. Look, let's be honest, Madison, there's some stereotypes that go into pageant competitions here. There's stereotypes about the military. How are you able to cover so much ground and do it with such grace?
Well, thank you so much. So the person that's actually flying that plane in that video is not me. I have a female fighter pilot up front who's fantastic. But, you know, we've thought a lot about some of those stereotypes, and really I think the Air Force has done a fantastic job about welcoming women, about getting us into those specific combat positions, or really any position in the military, to make us feel welcome, wanted, and ready to lead. And so I think most of the stereotypes probably exist outside. And I just hope that everyone can see that through my service and through being Miss America, that I can serve as Second Lieutenant Marsh and Miss America simultaneously, and that the only person that can really define you or limit you is yourself. All the other opinions are just noise, and you have to be able to learn to tune those out in order to find your passion and your purpose in life. And so for me, no matter what has been said or maybe the obstacles that have been in my way, I've known to be true to myself, that I needed to lead and to serve passionately, whether it be in the military, Miss America, or through my nonprofit, the Whitney Marsh Foundation.
That's what I wanted to ask you about here. I believe you're a master's student at Harvard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have started the Whitney Marsh Foundation to raise money for cancer research in honor of your late mother. Can you talk about your mother in this moment and this driving you to start this nonprofit for others?
Yeah, so that's why I have my purple ribbon on right now for pancreatic cancer. I lost her when I was 17 years old to pancreatic cancer. She was only 41 at the time and was misdiagnosed. And pancreatic cancer is one of the hardest cancers to detect, treat, and cure. And so when thinking about what I was going to do with my life after I lost my mom, I mean, I had no clue what to do. But I knew that my mom would have given anything to be here today. She would have given anything to survive pancreatic cancer, so I needed to make my life worth it for other people. And so that's why we started the Whitney Marsh Foundation, to try and raise awareness and hope for families all around the country, because I want to give those families the opportunity that my mom didn't have. I want to ensure that other people get to live in her honor. And so that's why the Whitney Marsh Foundation raises money for research, patient care, advocacy, all of the things, because that's what my mom would have wanted, and that's what all patients deserve in the pancreatic cancer community.
Well, Madison, she is cheering you on. We know she is, just as we are. Miss America 2024, what an honor to speak to you. You are such an inspiration, I know, for everyone tuning in, by the way, and watching. Thanks for coming on and sharing your story. Good luck to you in the year ahead.
Thank you so much. It was such an honor to be on today.
Absolutely. You're welcome.